always kind of looked for ways to improve in math. When I got into teaching, I loved teaching reading, and I was good at math myself, but I had a really hard time understanding when kids didn't get it, how to teach it a different way. My name is Erin Dozier, and I live in Gulf Breeze, Florida, so Santa Rosa School District. And I was a first grade teacher for the last 9 years at Westover Primary, and now I am the math TSA for K-5. So I started CGI 3 years ago with FSU and just finished my third year with K2. I'm a military spouse, traveled all over the world, taught 7 different states, saw it a bunch of different ways, but could never just really get my finger on, like, even with Go Math in Florida, it was like they're giving them all these strategies, but it's explicit instruction. Like, how do I know which one really they lend them to? Because they're asking on the test for them to use doubling or make a 10. And I didn't like that. So when this opportunity came up, I was like, oh, well, let me do my research. So I started kind of looking up CGI, and I was like, oh, this sounds more like a philosophy. It's not prescriptive. It's not a curriculum. It's like, I'm going to give you these things, but then you can use it the best way you see fit. It was the first year of CGI for me, and so I wanted to continue to incorporate it. And in the classroom, I was using the story as the beginning of my lesson. So I would look at the topic or the standard that I was teaching and then create a story using a child's name and maybe something that they're interested in the classroom. So I was like, how can I continue that? So I started inviting kids for the last hour of the day from 2 to 3 to join me on Zoom. And I would have anywhere from 15 to all 19 students join me. And I would pose a story. And then from there, I would have 3 other stories ready. But a lot of the time, we had so many just really great conversations that we normally didn't get through more than 2. And I didn't really think much of it because it was just what I did. And I was listening to kids and seeing what they knew. And then the next year, one of my students, the parent was a teacher also, and she was sent from 2nd to 1st grade. And she said, you know, watching you interact with the kids and seeing what you did with math is really what gave me the confidence to move into 1st grade. This year, I really saw just a change in my children, like in the class that I had. And I did have an incredible class, so it could have been the students, but we had our notebooks, and we did stories every single day for 180 days. Like, their notebooks are full. But at the end of the day, they kind of like trickle out for the buses. And so I had this one student, and I always do hopes and dreams at the beginning of the year. And the mom said, like, she's so smart, but she doesn't have her confidence. Like, she doesn't show what she knows because she doesn't want to be seen as smart. And I was like, gosh, you know, 1st grade, like, that's so young. She had older siblings and stuff. So I thought, okay, Addie, I got that in the back of my mind. And so it was probably like January or February. And I'm sitting at my kidney table, and they're watching Magic School Bus and eating their snack. You know, we're waiting for buses to go. And Addie comes to my table, and she goes, can I bring a whiteboard over? I want to do some math. Yeah, sure. Have you had your snack? Are you cleaned up? Yeah, sure thing. And I mean, she is so very smart. And so we had just started dabbling with place value, but really no double-digit addition. And so I kind of did like a problem string. I progressed in difficulty until we got to regrouping. And I mean, she really, maybe even a step over productive struggle, like, she wasn't sure, but I just kept giving her those questions. It was that, like, you want to send the life jacket out, it's uncomfortable, but I didn't. And she finally got it, and just that look on her face, and I was like, this is her own time. Like, she could be talking with friends, she could be eating snack. She doesn't want to be smart, but yet she's sitting here and she wants to talk about math. And that was really, really nice. I believe sustained PD works. And I think if I didn't have the accountability of, like, go give these problems to these kids and bring back information, if I didn't have that, if it was just the book and, like, here's the knowledge, go use it, I don't know that I would have stuck with it. But having that accountability and then seeing my peers grow and continuing to ask questions was what really kept me in the loop. Having people that we could meet with on a regular basis, like we probably met, my suite mate did it, and her and I talked every day. So that was easy. But we met as a group of 7 at my school, probably monthly, outside of the trainings that we did, just to kind of see where everyone was at or see if there were hiccups, things that we could help each other out with. Now I work with 650 teachers. So my summer is standards and curriculum. And the fluency piece and the best standards actually has given us an opportunity to show some videos of exploration. And so we've used CGI videos. And a lot of times they'll say like, hey, that doesn't look like it's in a classroom, or where was this video taken? And so that's my plug-in. And we do have, the trainings are normally between 50 and 75 teachers. So I'll have sprinkled in there a few that are like in the process of CGI. And so they'll normally pipe up and say, oh, I'm in this training and, have you done it? And then I'll say about the program and just that it is life-changing because it really gives you the freedom to do what's best for kids in a way that it's not one more thing added to your plate. I think that's the biggest thing that I want people to understand. Like you're not doing more, you're actually doing less and getting more out of it.